if you don't want to do something and you really can't be bothered and it's really annoying you, what can you do about it? But you know you have to do it.
Well, I suppose, what I do in these circumstances is that I kind of try and change the way I'm looking at it and also change the words that I'm using to describe it. So say like it's a party I don't want to go to, and in my head I'm saying it's going to be really boring. I know that I'm not going to enjoy myself. I'm going to try and change those words that I say to myself.
Yeah, and you can do it in a few different ways, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this week's episode of Get Real with the English Sisters. Please do come and see us on YouTube too, and give us a follow the podcast, and please do rate it on Apple Podcasts if you listen on Apple or wherever you get your podcasts, because it helps us grow. Do you know what I do as well sometimes? If I'm not in the mood, I put a good song on.
A song can definitely help change your mood.
Yeah,
super fast. Yeah,
put some music on.
Really?
If you want to, if I don't really feel like going to a party because it's got like round where it's normally I don't go out.
Coochie time.
Yeah, and I'm normally like wanting to cuddle up in front of the fire.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put some music on, and then I'll start putting my makeup on, and then I'll reframe it and think I'm probably gonna reframing it is thinking about it in a different way with a different perspective.
It's like you've got an old picture or an old painting, and you're going to change your frame around it.
It's going to change the way the painting looks, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, won't it? It will. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I did that recently. I had some photos that I like. But I didn't like the frames, so I put some beautiful coloured frames on them.
Yeah, and it does make it look...
Well, now I want to, because before I had them stuck in the cupboard.
Now you want to look at them.
No.
So there you go. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you can... I did that as well. I had an old one of the children, my children's photo, and it was... I mean, obviously it's as sweet as anything, but... Then I put this lovely new velvet, like light blue frame that matches the living room, and I thought, oh, it looks really nice now. So yeah, I guess we can sort of understand it that way. And reframing is a very useful technique, isn't it? And anything in life.
It is useful. It's it's changed our lives.
Changed our lives. It really did.
Because we were just, especially when we first learnt about reframing, we would just reframe everything. I don't want to go to the supermarket. Oh, I do want to go to the supermarket and think how lucky I am that I have all the money that I need to buy what I need to buy at the supermarket.
Exactly, yeah.
Or think how lucky I am that the supermarket shelves are stocked. And then that puts everything in a different perspective. Instead of thinking, I can't be bothered to go to the supermarket now, what a drag. You think, you look at it in a different way. How lucky am I that I can go to the supermarket? Or especially after the pandemic, how lucky are we that we can go now?
And the shelves are stocked.
The shelves are stocked and we don't have to wait in massive queues.
I still think that sometimes after the pandemic.
I know, it's been a long time, but we still have
I still got this I still think, oh, thank goodness it's so packed to the supermarket, and I can have access to all these different things and foods. I mean, we're not going to talk about toilet paper. That was like one main drama.
Yeah,
at least here in
around
Europe.
this time of year, that it comes up to this time of year when a couple of years ago, a few years back, quite a few now, but we couldn't be together and you couldn't get in the car and you couldn't drive. Everything just, when you can't have something and then you have it again, it just like changes the whole perspective.
It really does, yeah.
It makes you feel so much gratitude.
Absolutely.
We couldn't do so many things that we can do now.
Yeah, no. It is very, very true. And the same can go for like when you've got to do something that makes you really nervous, for example, like an interview, a job interview, or like even a speech at work. You know, sometimes you just got to stand up and you're feeling really nervous about presenting your work that you've done, and you know, you can think about it in this way. Think, am I nervous or am I excited? And that's helped me a lot as well, because whenever I used to think, God, I'm so nervous about this, you know, I'm literally so nervous, I would say, no, what you really are is excited. You're very excited about this. And it's a way to sort of like...
auto-suggest
Yes.
to yourself that you're excited.
And then in the end, you are excited.
Well, you're probably looking forward to getting it over.
Yeah. Well, like as with public talking, I've always been public speaking. I've always been very, very nervous about that. And it helped me with that. I used to think I'm so excited to make this presentation.
Yes, it does help.
It does help. Yeah. What are you looking at me like that?
No, because it does help. Of course it does. It's reframing it and using a different word, because the words we use, the language we use affects how we feel, which seems... I mean, we only learned this 15 years ago or whenever we got into this.
Yeah, the power of words.
We didn't realise the words you use every day and use to yourself, or you use in your everyday vocabulary, they affect how you're going to feel that
so
day.
Much so.
So if you say it's going to be a, day, or it's going to be a beautiful day, or it's going to be an F day or whatever, it's going to affect how you're going to feel that day. So
it will. It's like you're like hypnotizing yourself from the moment you begin that day. Instead of looking for some small moments of joy throughout that day, what you're doing is you're just noticing all the horrible things that you set yourself up for, I don't know.
You do.
I do. I know this is to be true, that's for sure.
It is to be true.
I know if you've got to go and do something you really don't want to do, and if you say, okay, I've got to do this, it might last for maybe maximum 30 minutes, then it's just one part of my day. Then I can look at the rest of the day and notice nice things, things that give me joy.
And the holidays as well, the holiday season, when you're thinking, oh no, I've got to go to all these things, and I don't want to go and see all my relatives, and oh, what a drag, and Uncle so-and-so is going to be
moaning,
or I've had too much to drink, and he's going to be saying weird things. You can just think, oh, well, never mind. I'm going to try and find the positives in this. And you will always find one positive at least. There'll always be something that you'll be grateful for. Maybe even be grateful that you have people that you can go to.
Exactly, yeah.
Because even if they're not your favourite people, they're still people that you can connect to and that'll be there for you. Maybe when you need them as well.
Yes, so true. And the moaning uncle, one day he might not be there anymore, and you'll notice the absence, and you'll think, hey,
wasn't that bad?
Exactly, because this is what happens. This is life. Life is we come and we go, and you notice people, and then they're not there anymore, and you think, oh, I wish I'd had a bit more of a chat with so and so, or that time goes by.
Or sometimes when people can be really boring as well, if you actually ask them questions, maybe try and find out about their past, something that interests them. So someone that's a bit more elderly
perhaps,
they might have some amazing stories to tell you, and if you
can really open up.
They can open up your mind. So if you instead of just saying whatever, if you sit down with them and you have a conversation with them, it can actually enrich your life too.
Yes, so much so. That is really true.
It is.
Today is a beautiful day, that's what I can say.
And when it's not a beautiful day, when it's cold and
excuse me,
when it's cold and whatever,
yes,
you can still make the most of it. You can have hot chocolate inside and cozy up, and if you're fortunate enough to
you can remember that the words that you say to yourself are fundamental.
They are. Well, I'm sure you're very busy, so we're going to leave you, get on with your festivities, and sending you lots of love and smiles from the English sisters.